Well, if you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, it's the highway that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66. Well, it winds from Chicago to LA, more than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. Well, it winds from St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our next video series. Get to know me, Dave Powers, and Prime Lending, mortgages without obstacles. Today, we have a great video feature for you. I'm sitting here with Ed Dietl, that represents two associations. The first one is the Historic Preservation Association of Rancho Cucamonga, and the second one is the California Historic Route 66 Association. Welcome, Ed.
Thank you. It's really good to be here, Dave. I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to talk about something about the history of Rancho Cucamonga and the area of Route 66 that we're currently sitting on.
Absolutely. And how did you become passionate about the historical sites of Route 66?
Well, I moved here probably about 40 years ago, and I used to use Route 66, or what they call Foothill Boulevard right now, for transportation back and forth. And I noticed that the sites were disappearing, and at one point in time I had talked to somebody from the city and asked how we could save some of these buildings, and they said, well, the city really doesn't have a historical preservation association. Etiwanda had a little association, but there was nobody to support the historical preservation in Rancho. So I started the Historical Preservation Association just for that reason, to see if we could do something about saving some of the old sites and some of the magical places from Route 66 that were disappearing quickly.
That's fabulous. And how many people are part of the association? Do you currently have?
Well, we have a standard board member, about 9 members, and we probably have about 100 or so actual members.
Oh, that's great.
We try not to have dues. That's why it's kind of a strange thing. We don't want people to have to pay for their historical preservation. We just want their support in saving some of these structures and buildings that are here.
You bet. Now, I know that there's a terrific landmark right on Archibald and Foothill. It's an old gas station. And as a matter of fact, we can show this postcard in the video, but it's a photograph in 1932 that shows this wonderful gas station. Now, let me tell you something. When I moved here, that building has always caught my eye. It just, there's a feeling, there's a comfort, there's a passion that, you know what, we have to preserve that building. So how do we go about doing that, Ed?
Well, Dave, I understand where you're coming from, because I get probably 10 phone calls a week, and everybody I talk to, since they know I'm kind of connected with historical, they ask me, what's going to happen with that building? People have tried to buy it, they've tried to rent it, they've tried to do everything with it, and it seems impossible to get interest up enough with the city to be able to purchase that building. I'm trying to, I want to save it, I want to make it a historical landmark for Route 66 here in Rancho Cucamonga, and I'm hopefully that somehow we're going to be able to get the building. Right now, the building is owned by Lamar Advertising, which is the people who have the electronic signs on that property.
Right.
I would love to see that become some sort of a landmark, maybe a visitor center, or
perfect idea,
or something where people could make it a destination. Bring it back to what it looked like, not a gas station particularly, but a visitor center.
Right.
Put the old pumps back, dress it up so it's pretty, and advertise it as, here's your stop for Route 66 in Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, that would be fantastic. And, in your opinion, why is it important to preserve these buildings?
Well, it's our history, it's our heritage. Since I was a young man, I've heard about Route 66. Route 66 last year was 85 years old, and all the people who've traveled this route from the Dust Bowl, the Depression, World War II, they used this route. This was it. This is how you got to California, and we're slowly losing them all along the way. I'd really love to see this. My passion is to see this brought back and to bring it back to just what it was, or in simpler times, I guess.
Absolutely. That is fantastic. Route 66, and I know that you touched on this, but let's go back to this question again. has a special place in American history. And why is it so special to you personally?
Well, that's a good question. Again, I've been out here for 40 years, and I've watched it kind of deteriorate. But I know that the route has been special to my family because they traveled it. My grandparents traveled it, my parents traveled it, my wife's parents traveled it, and that was a lot of years ago. But they still talk about Route 66 as though it was a place or a thing or a person, and it just I'm just so excited about it being still here and being usable.
Right.
I would really love to see some signs on the freeways to get people off the freeways and get them onto Route 66 so that they could experience what it used to be like to travel.
Landmarks, what it looked like back then and what it looks like now, and how we can keep that preservation going, for the long term, for our children and their children as well. So I greatly appreciate that.
Oh, I'm really happy that we can. I'm hoping that the city itself will get more involved. They have, especially the gas station on Route 66 here, it's a real jewel. Other cities on Route 66 would really kill for that sort of attraction to bring the people back into their towns and bring them into the city. So I'm hoping that the city and the historical organizations can work together, that we can preserve many of these sites and get it back to at least the way it was. Bring the people back into Rancho Cucamonga.
I definitely agree with you. And I know that you have some pictures that we're going to put in the video, and we're really excited to show those. Not only that, but we're sitting in a landmark all to its own. This happens to be the Magic Lamp. It's a fabulous restaurant, intimate dining, excellent quality food. I've been, coming here since 1989 when I moved out here. The Magic Lamp was revamped in 1955, and we have Anthony here, the owner, who's going to give us an update on that. Hi, Anthony. Thank you very much for having Ed and myself down here today to enjoy your wonderful establishment, the Magic Lamp. Can you give us a little bit of history regarding the restaurant itself?
Well, the Magic Lamp was opened in 1955 by the Clearman family. They are the family that has the Northwoods Inn and Steak and Stein restaurants. They opened it in 55, and Frank and Edith Penn ran it up until 1975 when my parents bought it as an investment. And I came in the restaurant a little after that, and been here since.
I just want to thank Anthony so much. Anthony is a real supporter of the Route 66 organization. We have our meetings here, and we're going to have a car show here coming up this year, and we like to do one here every year if we possibly can. But Anthony has been a big supporter, and he's really been helpful with our organization and with all the organizations. I know that many of our organizations have their meetings here, and he's just been wonderful. And I want to thank you, Anthony. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Anthony, I have a question. People, make comments and that type of thing. How did you design the roof of this restaurant?
Well, I didn't, but when they built this restaurant, everything that Mr. Clearman did, he spent a lot of money on the construction. All the interior, the wood inside the building is all imported Chinese cherry wood.
Beautiful.
The bricks were put in as they'd get some bricks that were, they call them clinker bricks, that were rejects, and they put them into the brick to make it unique. The tile roof
Very much is.
Done by roofers back then that did specialty roofing.
Very nice.
And the stained glass windows in the building, that stained glass that was imported from all over the world.
It's absolutely beautiful, and we are going to take some video outside, and we'll show the outside of the building and have it in our video. And Anthony, we greatly appreciate
My pleasure.
having, inviting us here today and taking the time out to speak with us.
It's always a pleasure.
Have a fantastic day.
Thank you very much.
When considering your mortgage, please consider Prime Lending. I've been in the community since 1989, and Prime Lending just has fabulous opportunities to take care of your mortgage needs. And let me give you one example. we offer an opportunity float down. And what that means is when your interest rate is locked and the market were to drop and the rates improve, we can lower your interest rate by 0.375. All we'll do is call you up and say, market's moved down. We can go ahead and adjust your interest rate. So please consider prime lending. We thank you very much, and go out and make it a great day.
Get your kicks on Route 66. Where it winds from Chicago to LA. More than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. Where it winds from St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City, they go so pretty. You see, Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, Youngstown, California, Cleveland, Nebraska, Rancho Cucamonga, won't you get hit with this tag tip? Take that gallon truck, get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on 66.